The Rams defense is not the problem in LA, it is the offense. According to PFF, the Rams have the third best defense in the league, behind only the Broncos and the 49ers. However, they are ranked 25th in terms of offense, which is a huge problem. You see, when we went to the playoffs in 2021, we had a dynamic duo of a great offense and a great defense. We had stars such as Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, just to name a few. And sure, we had a few bumps throughout the regular season, but they all came together around playoff time. And I'm not saying that the Rams can't pull it together this season either, however, the offense needs to step up. The Rams did have a few concerns coming into the season with Andrew Whitworth retiring and losing Robert Woods and Odell Beckham Jr., but I could have never imagined that we would have one of the worst offenses in the NFL, and that's what we're looking at right now. It all started in the first game of the year against the Bills. Sure, the Bills did start the game out with a touchdown on the first drive, however, the next 4 drives would be telling of how this game was going to go. First, the Rams punted, the defense gave them back the ball by recovering a fumble, the Rams punted again, and then the Bills threw an interception, and then the Rams ended up throwing an interception back. So it was basically a turnover battle, who could get more turnovers, and the Rams were not capitalizing. The Bills were up 10, and then the Rams ended up getting their first touchdown to Cooper Kupp, which was a good sign. And then to cap the half off, the Rams forced another interception, and the Rams capitalized with a field goal, so it was 10-10. It was looking like it was going to be a great game, but Matthew Stafford had other plans. The Bills ended up winning 31-10, and Matthew Stafford had 3 interceptions. And that leads us to the next game where we played the Falcons, and this game actually was going very well. We were up 21-3 at the half. Matthew Stafford was dealing. Even though he had an interception, he was doing great during this first half. The Rams were up 28-3, but Matthew Stafford threw an interception, and then there was a blocked punt, and the Rams barely scraped out of this game, winning 31-27. And it was becoming very apparent that this offense was turnover prone. The next game was a defensive battle, and the Rams held the Cardinals to 12 points while the Rams scored 20, but it was still not so easy to move the ball around like it was in 2021. Even though the Rams were 2-1 at this point, the Rams were not impressing anyone. And then came the dreaded game against the 49ers. Now, the Rams never played the 49ers well, however, this was especially bad. Matthew Stafford had 2 turnovers, 1 fumble, and 1 pick, and the Rams could just not move the ball anywhere. Matthew Stafford threw a pick 6, spotting the 49ers 7 points, and it was pretty much over from there. Even though the Rams were 2-2, they won the Super Bowl last year, so they definitely have a magnifying glass on them this year to do well. Then the Rams played the Cowboys, where the defense again held up amazing. They played very well, but Matthew Stafford ended up having 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, and 1 pick. Even though they moved the ball really well in this game, they still could not capitalize and were just giving the ball over too many times. And then this past week, the Rams did play well, however, they were playing the Panthers, so it's pretty easy to look good against them, and Matthew Stafford still had another interception. Do you see the trend here? So what is the problem with the Rams right now? Me personally, I don't think it's all on Matthew Stafford's shoulders, even though I might have made it seem that way. Sean McVay should be taking some blame for this, for not getting the running game and passing game in sync, and they're not running the ball effectively at all, which is making Matthew Stafford have to make decisions that are a little bit risky and don't end up going well for him. So yes, Matthew Stafford does have to make better decisions, but the Rams as a whole offensive unit need to perform better. The Rams on defense, however, are doing absolutely amazing. They have an elite level player at every level. In the secondary, they have Jalen Ramsey. In their linebacking core, they have Bobby Wagner, and then obviously they have Aaron Donald. All have arguments for being the best player at their position. Not only that, but they're playing very cohesive, and they are letting in very little points, and the Rams offense just can't capitalize on that. If the Rams even had an average defense, the Rams would most likely be 1-5 at this point. Luckily, the Rams have a bye week this week, and they get to prepare for the 49ers for an extra week, and they get to play the 49ers at SoFi Stadium, so they'll have a home game. Hopefully they can pick up a win there and turn around their offensive woes. The Rams have the talent to contend for another Super Bowl this year, but they have to pull it together. It's good that the Rams are having these problems at the beginning of the season so that they can trade for people and basically make it right for the end of the season, but for now, the Rams need to turn around their offensive woes, and the defense, keep it up. Subscribe if you like the video.